It is time now for another tackle review. Let's see what we will be talking about today.
Welcome back everyone to another tackle review. My name is Spencer, this is Jacob. You never say anything there, and I always think you do. Today we're going to be talking about monofilament versus fluorocarbon leader.
Round one. I am going to be Team Fluorocarbon, specifically the Yo-Zuri Top Knot, and Spencer will unfortunately be
Team Mono.
And we're going to go ahead and get this started off with why I think that you should use Flourocarbon Leader. Specifically, what we want to talk about is the Yo-Zuri Top Knot. Okay, this is going to be a 100% fluorocarbon leader material, which has continuously produced fish. Just about every single fish that has been shown on Slack Tide Media within the last year and a half has been on this. It's been something that has produced, and honestly, I can count on one hand the amount of times that we've been frayed off, bitten through, or it just failed. And so it's really been a reliable resource for me. Spencer is going to tell you a little bit of a different story, but at the end of the day, one of us is behind the camera, the other one's not. And so, but that does not discredit the validity of his standpoint. He's been fishing much longer than I have.
So the two parameters that we're going to discuss between the fluorocarbon and the monofilament is going to be performance and price. We believe these are kind of going to be the two most influential factors when it comes to deciding whether or not which one you should purchase. So first we're going to start with price. If you're deciding between fluorocarbon or monofilament, there is going to be quite a difference when it comes to price. Your typical monofilament line, leader line, is going to be about 25 to 50 yards, and for that amount of line, you're going to pay anywhere from about $3 to $8, depending on the brand. Now, when it comes to fluorocarbon, you're going to see a significant price increase, usually about 2, sometimes 3 times that, depending on the brand that you're going to be purchasing. I mean, if you're just doing a generic leader, fluorocarbon, whereas if you're going to go versus the Yo-Zuri or like Seagar, some of those more higher end companies, you're going to see a significant price jump, almost around $20.
Now, let me just go ahead and ask you one question, okay? You hook a 40-inch snook, how much are you going to pay to get that fish in? You've spent dozens of hours, sweat, time, money, effort, you got up early, you put in the hard work, and you got the fish on the line. What do you do?
You could, I see where you're going with this. You could name a price.
Would you spend, exactly, would you spend an extra $8
absolutely in
order to, or if it's even, say, the 3 feet that you're using, not the 50 yards, you could even break it down that way. Exactly, so an extra 50 cents to catch the fish versus letting it fail and losing it. I mean, honestly, you know, it's for me, it's a simple no-brainer. It's something where, with the amount of fish that we've tried to bring you guys through Slack Tide Media, this has been something where it wasn't even a question. It was something, okay, what can I do to ensure that we have the most, not just hookups, but landings of the fish?
So in addition to...
Hey, you mind if I give you a ring in a bit?
So in addition to price, we want to talk about performance.
Absolutely.
When it comes to fluorocarbon, this is an item that recently hit the market. And if you look at the time span of when fishing was a thing, you know, fluorocarbon has recently hit the market, I'd say in the last 15 years or so. And with it, the whole argument or discussion was fluorocarbon is a lot harder for the fish to see. Underwater, it appears clearer than monofilament. And so I feel like that's where the debate starts. And there's so much disconnect between anglers and their believing that or not believing that to be true.
I'm a believer.
So I think if we look at performance, a lot of it is going to be situational. So if you are in crystal clear water, you know, whether it's a river up north or the Bahamas and the Caribbean, you know, fluorocarbon might be a more sensible choice because the fish are going to be able to see that line easier. Now, if you're in somewhere like a back bay or in a lake where there's a lot of tannins going on, at that point, I personally don't think that fluorocarbon is necessary because the water is already so murky and tough for the fish to see. I think the difference between that and monofilament is negligible. Therefore, I feel like if you can save the money, that's one area you can do it. So,
and I completely see where you're coming from. You know, it's just something where, for me, it's gotten to the point where, you know, at the end of the day, neither of us are fish. You can't talk to a fish.
Too loud for me!
So it's not going to tell you what it can and can't see. The way that it communicates that is by whether or not it bites your lure or your bait. And so for this, we have done so well with using this specific product. It's continuously made a believer out of me, and it's something that I'm going to continue to use.
So without further ado, let's get into the ratings.
Ooh.
I know we're doing a mono versus fluorocarbon kind of one-on-one here. However, like I said, I've kind of been converted to the dark side.
Give yourself to the dark side.
And the focus is going to be on the Yo-Zuri Top Knot, so that is going to be what we rate today. Like Jacob said earlier, I'm mainly a mono guy, but seeing the success that he has had, and I have used Flouro in the past as well, my rating is going to be on the Yo-Zuri Top Knot, the Fluorocarbon. I have used it in the past. I've just kind of been more of a penny pincher when it comes to leader material. Yes, pinching them. However, I would say that the Yo-Zuri Top Knot deserves at least a 4.5 out of 5. It's been a fantastic leader material, clearly for you. Therefore, I have no problem giving it that rating. How about you?
You know what? We're going to go ahead and give this the All-American rating, and that's going to be a 4.75.
Oh, okay. That's All-American.
It's come to the point, and the reason why I give it such a high rating is because I have gone from catching a 40-inch snook, leaving the frayed leader on, and then catching a 39-inch snook within 30 minutes of that on the same leader, and guess what? It held up. And
Don't try that at home, kids.
No, I wouldn't.
Don't
advise
recommend it.
Specifically, that one was 50 pound, but at the end of the day, it held up to more than one very large trophy snook, and it's something that I wouldn't trust with a slightly even cheaper product.
Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Maybe you are on Team Flouro or Team Mono. Let us know in the comments below. Like the video and subscribe if you enjoy seeing these videos. We will hopefully continue to be putting these out on a regular basis. We'll see you guys later.